What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 5 of the Sports Roast. I'm your host, Greg, as always. We're going to get into some quick topics. Not much going on. It's NFL draft crap that I don't care about. And other NBA news I don't care about. Let's get into it. Yeah, so John Morant didn't like how he was used. Coach fired. End of story. See what happens with Memphis. The big news of the week. Torpedo bats. Dun, dun, dun. Baseball's ruined forever. YouTube audience, you can see I have pretty much a picture of Jazz Chisholm's crotch. But he's also holding a bat. So, no, a baseball bat, I should say. Yeah, I didn't really want to talk about this, but there's nothing much else going on. We have a boring ass Final Four I'll get into later, on the men's side at least, and then I'm gonna go eat some dinner, get a good night's sleep, because I'm going to Citi Field tomorrow to watch the Mets start their home campaign for 2025. Hopefully, they can beat the Jays. But anyway, enough about me. Torpedo bats. I'm in wait-and-see mode. Listen, I got no love for the Yankees. I didn't love seeing the 9 home runs, the 5 guys that were using the bat in the lineup versus Milwaukee. All hit home runs. Some hit 2. I'm glad to see Judge isn't using that. But, yeah, Judge and Ohtani could hit a home run with a pencil. But, yeah, I'm in wait-and-see mode. I know this is kind of boring to say, but listen, if it starts an assault on the record book, yeah, ban him. But until then, let's see. Let's see what the hell happens. I don't know. Big news, Ellie De La Cruz used one, 7 ribbies, 2 bombs. So, I don't know. To me, I showed Jazz's bat because it looks different than the other bats that people are like, whoa. Nico Horner used one. Francisco Lindor used one. To me, Jazz's bat looks very different. It looks like the barrel's fatter than the other bats. Maybe it's a optical illusion because it's like a gray bat and Lindor's is like orange. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, desperate teams do desperate things when they lose Juan Soto. So, we'll see. You know, if Anthony Volpe is going to hit 30 bombs and Jazz is going to hit 40 doubles and they're going to bat 340 and, you know, push aside perennial all-stars because they're, you know, raking, then wake me up in July. But until then, I don't know. We'll jury's out, right? Is that the saying? Who cares? Now, if they take, you know, Senga deep 5 times with these stupid bats, maybe I'll revisit my opinion. But until then, it's basketball season. My Bulls have been pretty, for lack of a better word, hot since those banners caught fire from the ooh-ah-ah-ah. Little monsters. So, I'm excited. The Bulls locked up their spot in the play-in. Which means these Bulls, baby, they've beaten LeBron twice. Maybe we can actually get the 6th seed and get swept by the Cavs. Every Bulls dream. Every Bulls fan's dream, right? No? Anyway. Women's Final Four is set. UCLA beats my Lady Tigers. Have no fear. Flauger's coming back for her senior year with Mulkey. I'm excited about that. But, yeah, we're going to have, UConn versus UCLA. I think UConn takes it there. I'm a big Paige Beckers fan. Your overall number 1 pick in the upcoming WNBA draft, according to all reports and predictions and rumors. And then we have South Carolina, who pretty much lives in the Final Four. You know, Dawn Staley's a great coach, great recruiter. and they're playing Texas. So my prediction is UConn, South Carolina in the rematch, and I think UConn wins again. UConn beat them during the year handily. So I expect more of the same. I expect Gino to lift that trophy and Paige Beckers to go out on top. Good for her. She's gone through a lot of injuries. So I'd like to see that. I brought up the women's Final Four before the men's for obvious reasons. Can you name someone on Florida? How's about Houston? Who's their best player? We know Broom. We know Cooper Flag. We know Nipples. Looks like he's like a Back to the Future character. Knipples, I'm going to call him, because he sucks. If I see that guy, he'll be a bull. No, my luck. Nipple. Con man nipples. I just want to say nipples a lot. Yeah, so we're getting Duke versus Houston. Hopefully Houston, known for their defense, hopefully they can clamp down. This Duke team's freaking good, and they're well-rounded. Boring-ass Final Four. Then you have the SEC match, Florida versus Auburn. I think Florida's a better team, or playing better, definitely, at least the past month or so. So I expect it to be Florida versus Duke, which is my Final Four in my bracket for money. I also filled out my bracket, had all 4 number 1 seeds, looked at my bracket, said there's no way this is happening, switched it up, put Michigan State in there, and I slid Tennessee in there. That's what I get. That's what I get for trying to think outside the box. I'm probably not going to finish top 3 in my friggin' brackets now. Because I said, no, this won't be a boring March Madness. We won't get all chalk, and we got all chalk. So, whatever. If you're into it, watch the Final Four. Watch both Final Fours. Paige Becker's a good story. Let's see if Houston can get over the hump. They've been there for forever. Feels like every Final Four, Houston's that odd man out. Especially when like San Diego State makes a final recently. But I don't know. Wasn't into March Madness as much as I used to. Don't get me wrong, I was like a crack addict watching the first weekend. But we got one buzzer beater, and everyone's like, oh, he traveled. Kid Queen, right? On Maryland. But I don't know. Hockey news. Patrick Waz ripping one of his bigger name players. If you know hockey, I'd say Duclair's a bigger name than most of the other Islanders. They have a history. I don't know. Seems like Wah was trying to light a fire under his ass. Said he was lucky to be in the lineup. But then they had a good talk after, apparently. Now Duclair wants time away from the team. So maybe Wah doesn't know him as well as he thought. He doesn't know how to motivate him. I don't know what's going on. That's a mess. But hey, I got my Bulls looking like they're going to play the Heat for that potential 8th spot, and then they'll play whoever the hell. I guess they can't get they can get the 6th, right? Oh no, they can't. They can only get the 7th or 8th. I can't even think straight right now. Yeah, 2 teams play for the 7th, and then Bulls will play for the 8th. They'd have to win 2 games, right? Oh God, I forgot. I'm in baseball mode, fantasy baseball, baby. But yeah, so back to baseball. Braves. Ooh. They got Betts and Ohtani'd earlier in this week. They're what, 0-8? Is that a fact? Well, the Braves 0-8. The Mets better take advantage of that. Mets had a setback with Manaea. Typical Met fashion that one of their injuries is probably going to go a month longer than it should. Yankees. The New York Yankees when they face the Diamondbacks. But, yeah, 0-7. 0-7 Braves. That's insanity for a team with that much talent. biggest surprise in baseball, it's got to be the 0-7 Bravos. And then 8-0 Dodgers. Best start ever, I believe, from a reigning World Series champion. The Cardinals start at 4-2. Pittsburgh underwhelming at 2-5. And then everything else looks kind of predictable. I guess Milwaukee needs to get a little healthier so before they can start fully complaining about the torpedo bats. Padres 7-0. So that's your little baseball roundup. Other than that, what else I got for you? I mean, kind of let's get to a little football. So I'm seeing Shedeur Sanders sliding because of arrogance, and people don't think he has a good arm. So I see him going 18th. Don't you want arrogance from your quarterback? Don't you want him to be sure that he can make that throw and be a leader and command the huddle? And seeing comps to Andy Dalton, Chad Pennington, quarterbacks that made the playoffs. One quarterback almost won an MVP in Miami, in Pennington. So I don't know. I think I'd be surprised if we get to the teens and I don't see Drake. No, I'd be surprised if we get to the teens in the first round of the draft and Shedeur is still available. I just would be. He's been well coached. He makes good decisions. He might not have a rocket arm, but did Brady have a cannon? Did Drew Brees have a cannon? Drew Brees was accurate. Did he have Aaron Rodgers' arm? I don't know. Did he have Josh Allen's arm? I don't know. Seeing everything, all signs point to Cam Ward being a Titan with the first pick. Who knows what the Warplanes are going to do at 7? Who knows what Brady's going to do? Would Brady pass on Shedeur? Shedeur would have, there's worse people to learn from than Geno Smith. And don't get me wrong, Geno Smith isn't, Peyton Manning, but he's been around. He's had some success as of late. So I don't know. I think people are maybe knocking Shedeur a little bit. But back to another quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to be a Steeler? Is he going to announce at this live Pat McAfee show which takes place in Pittsburgh? Those are rumors I've heard. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about any of that. Did the Giants sign 2, I guess, mediocre quarterbacks is the right word? Are they hoping for Arch? Are the Steelers non-committal to Rodgers because they're hoping for Arch? If Arch Manning went to the Steelers and they kept most of that roster around for Arch, it'd be pretty nice. Pretty nice. But I don't think you can do that. I mean, maybe, if there's anyone that could do it, it's Tomlin, right? He's got the get-out-of-jail-free card from, making the playoffs forever, being a winning head coach, record-wise, forever, season to season. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I guess we'll dive into some draft stuff closer we get. I'm doing this no outline. I'm not going to do this again with no outline, but I wanted to get it done. Yesterday, I didn't find the time, and then tomorrow I'm not around because I'll be inebriated at Citi Field, probably rooting for Vlad Guerrero on accident because I want him to replace a very clutch Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's been very clutch against Miami. So, but I don't know if he's the long-term answer here. I mean, when you hear Pete Alonso after the game say, opening day, Citi Field Friday, be there, be square, it's just like, come on, Pete. Can you use a 2010 reference? That you don't have to get to 2025, but can you get to the turn of the century? I don't know. But, yeah, I'm excited. We'll see. Again, torpedo bats were the big story. I'm not touching the Stephen A. LeBron crap. I don't care about that. This is the dead time. Final Four has been boring. Well, the road to the Final Four was boring on the men's side. Women's side, obviously, we had the really tough injury for USC. They couldn't keep up with UConn. UCLA beats LSU. Pretty good game. LSU hung tight for most of it, but Lauren Betts, she didn't even play much. She was in foul trouble, so they were well-rounded. They had some threes, and LSU couldn't close that gap. USC, good. And then the TCU, that was everyone's dark horse. They lost to Texas. So was it Chris Beard not going to Texas? Staying put at Ole Miss. Maryland's coach, Bales, head coach, men's basketball, Bales for Villanova. Buzz Williams now goes to Maryland, right? So, good coach, little drill sergeant. We get to thank him for Dwayne Wade and Jimmy Butler, right? I believe he's definitely Jimmy Butler's coach. I believe he was Dwayne Wade's at Marquette. Good coach, hard-nosed. What else do I got? What are the big stories? I mean, that's it. Shedeur Sanders, sliding. Aaron Rodgers, deciding. I got the Frozen 4. No idea who's in it. For the 2 people that watch and listen, I'm sure you don't follow college hockey. But BU and BC, are they alive? I know Penn State. I did watch Penn State overtime against UConn. Did see that. So Penn State's alive. The Nittany Cats. But the Kidney Lions. But yeah, it's going to be another short episode. No real juice, right? I mean, what do you want to talk about? That's the thing. Got WrestleMania coming up, but I don't want this to be a wrestling podcast. Okay. McBride, highest paid tight end for the Cardinals. How do we feel about that? I don't think he's better than Kittle. I don't know. Is he definitely better? Is he clearly better than Goddard? 4 years, $76 million. Is he clearly better than Goddard? He's not better than Kittle. Kelsey's on his way out. I don't know. And what's his name? The Raiders kid. Brock Bowers is a stud. So that's what the Cardinals have done. Cowboys trade for Milton. Are they trading Dak? Will Dak be a Cleveland Brown? Joe Milton is now a Cowboy. Geno Smith gets an extension. 2 years, $75 million. Geno. All right, MLB teams have been like Ketel Marte locked up by the Diamondbacks. Smart move, very good player. And Jackson Merrill locked up, right? Smart move. Take the money now. So MLB teams, and I don't want to say it started with Atlanta, but Atlanta was probably the biggest or the most active team in recent years, locking up young talent. With they locked up Albies and Acuna, and I believe Riley and Michael Harris. So Atlanta's doing it good. You pay them if you pay your stars early, they're cheaper, and it does build loyalty. And the Mets did that with David Wright years ago, and David Wright never put on another uniform. So they locked him up. It's smart to do. So that's it. I mean, I got nothing for you. Jalen Brunson's practicing again. The Knicks, everyone Knicks fan thought they were finally going to beat a good team. Had a 7-point lead against the Cavs, and then I think they lost by like 19. So, not good. I'm trying to think of what else we got going on. Ovechkin watch. Well, I believe he's 3 away from breaking Gretzky's goal mark. We could talk about that when that happens. I got nothing. This is a bad episode. We got a bad episode for you guys right now. Conor McGregor wants to run for president of Ireland. Jesus, help me. I don't know. So, all right. I think I'm going to call it a night. Call it an episode. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me how bad this episode was. Tell me what you want to hear from me. I will obviously have a reaction to the Final Four, and the championship will happen for the next episode. If anything crazy happens, Citi Field tomorrow. We can get into that. And Bartolo Colon will be one of 4 first pitches. I think they're honoring the 2000 Mets or something. I don't know what's going on. Juan Lagares will be there. Remember him? So, all right, that's it. That is our episode. I will come back next week with a better, more polished episode. We will react to the Final Four. We will have more baseball for you. Maybe these torpedo bats to return. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be laissez-faire. We'll get into men's, women's Final Four. Maybe we'll get into a little draft, a little combine, post-combine crap, which I don't really care about. That's it. Watch out for them bulls.